What's up, guys? How are you? It is time for a Friday morning edition of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Peralta. You can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. We're here on BettingPros.com. We are here each and every single morning thanks to BetMGM. And, well, the promo code's above me on YouTube. $20 to win $100 on any event. Juiced 100, that promo code. You can use it for the bets today. If you want to use it for the parlay today, you can use that today because it's Friday. That means it's parlay day for us today here for the Daily Juice Podcast. Now, it's late at night right now. It's 11 o'clock at night. I am tired, but I'm really happy, and we had a really big day, okay? A bunch of plays were given out during the Discord channel. Okay, officially, we wound up going 2-0-1 yesterday. It's a 5-1-1 start to the college football season because, well, the numbers were really sharp last night. Minnesota and Ohio State. All right, I played 14. I also played 14.5. I told you to take 14.5. If you did, you cashed. If you bet Ohio State minus 13.5, you also cashed because the thing fell right at 14. So officially, it's a push. I went 1-0-1. I bet it live as well with Ohio State minus 3.5 at halftime. That cashed. So I went 2-0-1 officially or unofficially for that one football game. That was awesome. UCF and their game against Boise State should have been a walk-in-the-park blowout. Instead, a 100-yard pick six and a bad interception kept Boise in that game. We still cash the minus 4.5. I also took Boise on the money line when they were down by 4. I gave that out officially or unofficially in the Discord channel as well. We cashed that. I had NC State minus 19 in that game as well. I mean, it was a 6-0-1 day for me yesterday, okay? 2-0-1 is what we had officially on the podcast, but I gave out a bunch of personal plays, the plus 14.5, Ohio State minus 3.5, money line UCF, plus 14.5 for Minnesota. Just a really good day. 6-0-1, a really good day. And that well brings me to one quick little soapbox topic that I want to get into here, okay? I'm annoyed with a lot of you. I'm annoyed with people on TikTok. I'm annoyed with people on the Discord channel. We play 2 halves in football. We play 4 quarters in football. Don't come at me in the first quarter in week 1 of college football and ask me to apologize for a bet because UCF was down 21-0 and down 24-7. Oh, Matt, really bad pick. Shouldn't you admit that you were just dead wrong about that play? Well, no, I'm not going to admit that I'm dead wrong. So here's the thing. We're going to have a long season with a lot of bets that I get right, that I get wrong. But don't do that, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that early. Don't come at me and don't say those things because, frankly, you look like a complete clown when you're doing that. And now what are you going to do? You were wrong, right? So there's no repercussion. There's nothing I can do to you. One guy did say he would donate $100 to the Ronald McDonald House if UCF came back and covered, and they did. So I do expect that person to honor their commitment there, saying, Matt, if this happens, I'll donate $100 because I don't think you're going to be right. Okay, I was right. So now donate the $100 and show me the receipt. Okay? Hopefully that person holds to their word. But it was remarkable. It was all over the place. It was a halftime. It was on Twitter. It was on TikTok. It was on the Discord channel. Like, great. I'm glad you guys are paying attention, and I'm glad you're trailing. But I'm not playing that game, guys. No, not even a little am I playing that game. I'll get bets wrong, and I'll own it when I get bets wrong. I'm not apologizing for a bet in the first quarter. Long game, lots of football, and look what happened. UCF came to life. Boise fell asleep offensively, couldn't do anything, and they lost the game, and Boise covered the 4.5 points, which, by the way, is really important when I give out numbers. Numbers matter, all right? Bottom line, numbers matter. What you bet a game at, it matters, okay? It absolutely matters where you're betting a game. 14, 14.5, 13.5, 4.5, 5.5. Ask the guy who bet $100K on UCF at minus 6.5, okay? I said on my radio show, like, why don't you bet it at 4.5? That's really weird. Like, why don't you at least bet 6? Like, why are you betting 6.5? Like, at $100K, just buy the half a point. What are you doing? That was a really odd wager that did not cash. Good night for BetMGM. They cashed that $100,000 bet because it did not cover. Covered 4.5, but not 6.5. So just remember that numbers matter, guys. Numbers matter. And key numbers matter, and we want to be on the right side of these wagers. We want to be on the right side of these bets, okay? So here's the thing. It's a Friday, so I've got the parlay for you guys. I've got one. We've already given you the under, which has gone up, by the way. You can get a better number than I have. I have under 45 for Michigan State and Northwestern. You guys can get 46 now for the under in that game. So props to you guys if you want to trail and take the under where I'm on. You get a better number than what even I had, unfortunately. So hopefully it doesn't come back and burn me, but 46 is the number you guys can bet under. 44 is a key number with totals, so I really want to make sure I'm under that, or over that rather, at 45. So if you like it, take 46. I got one more play for you guys tonight here for a game involving the ACC, and I've got a baseball bet that I want to give you guys. Same philosophy as last night where I had 2 full unit plays. I wanted one baseball half unit bet. It's a little bit juicy to guarantee a winning day or a losing day in case we go 2-1, right? So you get 2 bets right. We get over on the juice for the first bet. So that's same approach as Thursday, coming on here on a Friday. Obviously, it's Friday. I don't bet the parlays, but if you guys want to do that, we're 7-24 all time, way up 22 units on the Don't Bet a Parlay that I'll give you guys coming up here in just 1 second. But before we do that, let me tell you about our friends at Bleacher Book. They are back again, bleacherbook.us. This is a great concept. You can bet and play in a fantasy league with your friends with betting format, a betting style, NFL football. Ditch those boring fantasy leagues. It's time to get in on the action. You create weekly or season-long leagues, fully customizable leagues. As the commissioner, you decide the number of the length of the league, the max number of players, starting wallet amount, minimum bet requirements, and more with Bleacher Book, giving you the thrill of sports betting without losing your shirt and competing against your friends to find out really who knows what they're talking about. Get signed up at bleacherbook.us. You'll see even more features after you sign up and create a league today. Promo code JUICE20 to get 20% off any Bleacher Book league you create this season. That's bleacherbook.us. Big bets, no regrets. Bleacherbook.us with that promo code JUICE20 to get 20% off any Bleacher Book league you create this year off of bleacherbook.us. Okay, so let's talk about the parlay. And if you want to use the parlay, you can. You can use the promo code for BetMGM if you want. New account, you come in here and you bet $20 to win $100 for free, win or lose here on this. It's a 6 plus 617 4-leg parlay that I'll give you here in just 1 second. The promo code for the NFL is you get a $10 free bet when you place a $25 football wager using the promo code JUICE150 for that. But if you just want to use it for the parlay, the $20 bet to win $100 with Juice 100. You have 2 kind of offers there with BetMGM you can jump into depending on which promo code you want to use, Juice 150 or Juice 100. Let's talk about the Juice 100 one as to what you can go ahead and jump on, okay? 4 legs. Michigan State against Northwestern. I think this is a really tight game. I think this game is decided by a field goal, one way or the other. Plus 3.5, Michigan State, first leg. Yankees up against the Orioles and John Means. Yankees are at home. Yankees have been scuffling a little bit after that really long winning streak. I think they get back on the winning track here. Yankees on the run line. Minus 1.5 runs at minus 122. Angels against the Rangers. The Rangers stink on the road. Angels have Ohtani on the mound. Angels money line. And the Reds up against the Tigers. The Tigers aren't that good, frankly, right now. They're going up and down, but the Reds are in the pennant chase here. Reds are at home. They got to take care of business. Reds money line. Okay, that is a plus 617 4-leg parlay. Michigan State plus 3.5. Yankees on the run line. Angels on the money line. And the Reds on the money line. 4 legs plus 617 parlay. I like all 4 of these plays. I will probably play some of these individually, but like the Angels money line is minus 225. Yankees on the run line, not bad at minus 122. Reds minus 200. Little expensive there to get involved with that. Little juicy. And Michigan State plus 3.5. I'm not exactly positive. I like that. I don't love that, but I like it because it's over 3. Taking the plus 3.5. I think it is a field goal game one way or the other. There is your Don't Bet a Parlay, which is a plus 617 parlay to hop in. The odds will change and move and, wherever we go, because that's kind of how we are here with betting. But, that's a plus 600, approximately plus 600 parlay, 4 legs for the Don't Bet a Parlay. Okay, so like I said, we already have 1 full unit in play here today with Michigan State and Northwestern under 45. numbers matter, okay? I wanted over 44. It's over 44. It's now 46. So you may get a better number than I right now for the unders. If you want to trail that, or if you haven't bet that yet, you're going to get a better number. Under 46, Northwestern and Michigan State. I just don't think either team's going to score a whole heck of a lot. I think it's a very defensive, grinded-out type of battle on a Friday night. I think these defenses are going to be ahead of the offenses. Don't love the running game. Northwestern's having to replace a ton of talent. Going under there, Northwestern, Michigan State under 45. You can get 46 right now, okay? One full unit. Next bet, one full unit. Virginia Tech hosting North Carolina. Now, the line's been bet all the way up to 6.5. You guys might get 7. And again, this is another thing where if you get 7, I'm going to be really jealous. You can bet it up to 7 if you want, but it's at 6.5 now. It's only going to climb. I think public money is going to come in here really aggressively. And I thought about trailing this and saying, you know what, I'm going to lay it because I think North Carolina's going to be really good. And then I rethought it. And then I talked to some people that I know. And here's the thing. Virginia Tech had won 4 straight against North Carolina until last year when they lost at North Carolina 56-45, okay? But before that, Virginia Tech had owned North Carolina. Now, Justin Fuente, I'm not huge into Justin Fuente, okay? But get this. In 19, 43-41, the win for Vatech in 6 overtimes in Blacksburg. Then in 18, in Chapel Hill, 22-19, the win for Vatech. Then at Vatech, 59-7, they beat in 2017. They beat North Carolina, 34-3 in 2016. That game in North Carolina. That game was at Vatech and then at North Carolina. So I bring that up only because North Carolina opens with an ACC road game for the first time since 2005, and the Tar Heels have lost their last 7 opening games away from home. 7. This Vatech team, you've got one of the most intimidating atmospheres in all of college football. Justin Fuente went 5-6 last year. He's on the hot seat. He needs to get rolling here. Braxton Burmeister, his quarterback, they've got to play better, much better. Their defense needs to play much better. Their special teams need to play much better. But much like what we saw with Minnesota, where COVID ravaged Minnesota last year, Vatech was also ravaged by COVID last year. I initially had thought about taking this number at 5.5, but I told you that I was worried about the number and I didn't like the number. And then it went all the way to 6.5. And I went, you know what? When I saw 6.5, I jumped on it. I think 6.5 or 7. If you get 7 here, I think Virginia Tech's going to hang around. I think this is a tough environment. North Carolina still has to break in a bunch of new wide receivers. I love Sam Howell, okay? And he can't lose this game out of the gate. Maybe he has like one of those Heisman moments. They're down by 7. He drives them down for a game-winning play. They go for 2 or something, and they win. Like, for Sam Howell, North Carolina is not a national championship caliber team, but if they want to play in the ACC championship game, I mean, this is a team that might have some tough times with all the expectations. You know, they're 10th in the country. That's not normal for North Carolina. Sam Howell's being talked about as a monster draft pick. Everyone's in love with him, but he lost 2 running backs to the NFL and 2 great wide receivers to the NFL. I like the kids they've got coming in behind. Don't get me wrong. I think North Carolina's going to score a ton of points. I thought about the over here, but again, it's week 1 on the road at Vatech, and they're going to play, I think, a little bit more close to the vest. I think they'll play a little bit more, not typical, but I just think as a home dog, Vatech catching 6.5 points, I'm going to roll here with Virginia Tech to keep this game close. I don't think they win it, but I think they keep it close. I think it's going for a really good game. First game of the night on ESPN. We're going Vatech plus 6.5 against North Carolina. And again, you may get 7. You may get a better number. I probably should just bet this up to 7. That would be probably the wise thing to do. But I'm not sure I need it. I think this might be a 3-point win for North Carolina. Give me Vatech plus 6.5 at minus 110 here for one full unit on a Friday night. So 2 plays, home dog Vatech plus 6.5, under 45, now 46 for Northwestern and Michigan State. Both those games are on ESPN, so you can watch them. They are the nationally televised games coming up, okay? So there's the parlay, okay? 4-leg parlay. Then we're getting into 2 plays for football, and here's 1 play for baseball. Okay, just 1 half unit. Okay, San Francisco up against Los Angeles Dodgers, game of the night, 6:45 Western Pacific time start, 9:45 Eastern time, late night, but the best game of the day. David Price going up against Anthony DeSclafani, and you can kill me for how I'm saying his name because DeSclafani, however you want to say it. Damn good pitcher. AD, damn good pitcher. Okay, 11-6, 3.38 ERA. I'm going to play a juicy play. The reverse run line. At plus 1.5 runs, San Francisco, they could win the game outright, okay? It's minus 105, minus 115, okay? Dodgers are a slight favorite here with David Price on the mound. Very easily I can see the Giants winning this game. But just in case they don't, and just in case the bullpen blows it, because I'm not in love with the Giants bullpen, Dodgers are red hot. Plus 1.5 is minus 165. I'm going to put a half a unit down on the Giants. Half a unit at plus 1.5 runs here up against David Price and the Dodgers. Okay? Half a unit play. Giants minus 165. Hopefully you get some better numbers than I. Maybe Dodgers might get bet up and maybe you'll get a better number than I got. But run line, reverse run line, plus 1.5 Giants and the Dodgers here. Okay? There's your 3 plays. Giants plus 1.5 on the run line, under 45 for Michigan State and Northwestern, and we're taking plus 6.5 for Vatek here up against North Carolina. Plus the parlay. They don't bet a parlay. Parlay plus 3.5 Michigan State Yankees on the run line. Angels on the money line. And the Reds on the money line as well for a plus 600 approximate 4-leg parlay for us here for the Daily Juice podcast. My name is Matt Peraltz. Let's have a big Friday, big Thursday. Have a big Friday. Join me in the Discord channel. BettingPros.com/chat. BettingPros.com/chat. Link is underneath me here on YouTube as well to come on in. Sweat games. I will give you live bets. I'll give you personal plays. It's really fun. It's worth it. It's football season. It's a Friday night. What the hell else are you doing? It's Friday night on a Labor Day weekend. What are you doing, right? Come on. Hang out with us in the Discord channel. It's free. Always will be free. Everything we do is free here on the Daily Juice podcast being brought to you by BetMGM. Always being found on BettingPros.com.